like to just add one thing to this, if I may. I hate to take up so much of your time, etc., because this was supposed to be brief remarks, and I decided not to bore you.
You have not.
Okay, but basically, when my wife broke her leg, and as a result of the operation, she came out comatose. So, the doctors didn't know what was wrong with her, they couldn't do anything with her, etc. But I made it my mission in life to make sure that she could walk again. And as a result, because I had training, see, in the Army, I ended up as a sideline doing human factors research. In other words, experimental psychology, etc. And I had worked for actually I worked for 2 PhDs. One who was a graduate of University of Illinois Department of Psychology. I never mentioned this to you. Huh?
No, I don't.
This is new. Yeah, he was a graduate of a PhD program. He was a lieutenant. And I worked for a civilian who was a PhD electrical engineer and psychologist from University of Rochester. So I was familiar with medical terminology, and I was familiar with building equipment, etc., because I learned how to be adaptable there, and I was having discussions with the guy etc., in terms of how to build the amplifiers, because I built amplifiers and soldered and did all this nonsense. But I made it my mission in life that no matter what the doctors say, I don't believe them. And consequently, I made a decision that no matter what happens, I'm going to get her walking, and I did. And fortunately, she was able to live more years, at least in a more habitable environment than the environment that and I took care of her for all these years on my own. So there's nothing that you can't do. And that's been the philosophy of my life. I even had to remodify the original walker, the walkers, and also had to help the technicians rebuild her prosthesis. If you can read, and there's a library, and there's an internet, that's all you really need. And
And really, I think you people are beginning to sense it during the 9 years of Barbara's declining health. What Joel did is nothing short of remarkable in terms of redesigning medical devices, finding ways forward, not taking no for an answer. And when he made this gift in honor of Barbara, those 9 years are embedded, as well as 50+ years of marriage, in this gift. And it really comes from the heart.
that's right. I also send since my wife was handicapped, at City College I give a scholarship to a handicapped student and pay for tuition and books.
Books is
And books can become expensive proposition. And basically, there is a plaque at the City College of New York in the dean's office, etc., social studies, memorializing my wife. And there's also another plaque, which I have a room named at the City College of New Jersey in the library for both my wife and my son, who died. My son died prematurely at the age of 26. So the question comes up is, don't feel sorry for yourself.
So Joel's gift is the largest. No, this is the largest single gift in the history of the school when it came in, and there will be plaques for major gifts of this kind outside the dean's office here as well. We've talked about that. And by the way, it is inspiring other major gifts for which we're deeply grateful. So you're really having an impact far beyond your gift. But mostly, I want to just really appreciate that rare combination of self-reliance and yet appreciation. And you bring them together in a very powerful way. We thank you for blessing us with returning to what was the Institute, now the School of Labor and Industrial Relations.
Does anybody have any questions they want to ask you about anything else?
I think there's people that will want to talk to you about
Fine, I don't want
psychology
to.
and sociotechnical
Right,
systems.
fine, okay,
But we
they
can
don't
do it
eat.
on the social.
Okay, fine, they don't eat. That's
And
most
so,
important.
please,